Tracy Lewis from Stuffin' Things. Today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on a card I'm going to make for this week's Creative Cat Crew Color Challenge. There are two requirements for this challenge. One is that I use a current Stampin' Up set, or only current Stampin' Up stamp sets, and then I have to use the colors as prescribed. I don't have my Stampin' Up colors, the small ink spots that I ordered, so I'm going to approximate the colors as best I can with my Memento inks. So first, for the stamp sets, I'm going to use Awesomely Artistic, 2 stamps from that set. I'm going to use this small butterfly, and then I am going to use this flower from the set. The next set is called Work of Art, and I'm going to use from it this large splash of paint, a dot of paint, and for my text, I'm going to use Just For You. So I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to show you the colors I get to use today. I've actually mocked up my design, so I'm going to start with Memento Pear Tart. I needed to come up with a lemon lime green, and I'm going to use Twisted Citron Distress Ink, a medium blue called Summer Sky, a color called Cantaloupe, and then Ladybug. I will, in the notes for this, as well as in my supplies list on the website, note the equivalent Stampin' Up colors. I'm also going to use Memento Black. What I did is I mocked this up, and I've outlined where my black is going to be. The pencil lines are where the edge of my cardstock is going to be. I do plan on trimming this down, but I prefer trimming down after the fact so that I can make an approximation of where I want the cuts to be. So this is what the sizes that I'm going to work with, but what I'm going to do for each layer is set down. I'm going to start with the background. The bottom one is the pear tart, so I'm going to lay, and it doesn't have to be exact. This is all about approximation, but it does give me an idea of the diagram of where the colors go so that I can do the actual card itself fairly quickly. Of red, which is the final color that I need to add, and I'm going to add the colors as just hints over the flowers. I don't even mind it being offset a little bit. And this is a distressed looking dot, so I'm going to start with a light amount of ink, not fully inked, and take a look at that, and I think I like that well. So I'm going to do that to the 2 more flowers. I decided with these 3 spots of red that I really wanted a red dot by that small bud and another red dot on the larger bud, and I thought this pencil that I use to mark my edges, I could use the eraser. So I went ahead and did that. There's my 2 eraser stamps, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to do that before I cut up the pieces into size. So just using a dab of red. I think I like that even better. So I am going to stick with that. And now I'm going to get to cutting down my paper. Hey, I'm back now. I have gone through my stash of background papers. I picked this nice pattern paper, and I decided I wanted a really thin edge of white. I have my tent card base. And so the pattern paper is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I actually, in order to appreciate the dots, I needed to make it a fairly wide border. So I trimmed down my image to 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Because my instructions to myself for this card was to keep it simple, I just added a couple of rhinestones at the butterfly and then one at the bottom corner of the U. I have already attached the blue pattern paper to my base, and I have dimensionals on the back of my focal image, and I'm going to apply it and our card will be done. All right, so there we have it. This is my finished card, and then the next thing I will do is take this blue swatch right here, and I will add that to my envelope. All right, now it's time to decorate our envelope to finish up the project. I'm using the large paint splash in the blue. I have my own little logo, so to speak, that I put on my envelopes and on the back of my cards. I have it here ready to stamp up. Okay, and I want that to be a little darker. That's the joy of the MISTI. You can make it as dark as you want to make it. Repeated stampings always go over exactly where they were before. Alright, so then the final piece for my envelopes is my phrase that I like to add. So if I'm going to sell a card, I would not decorate the envelope this way. But since I know I'm going to be using this card to send to a friend or family member, I will write my little phrase. And that completes the envelope to go with my finished card. Thanks for watching.